Alright, well, looks like I've been on a roll. This is my Mortal Kombat themed Courtyard Diorama. This is one I've been working on kind of on and off for the last, I want to say like month or two. When I get the time, little by little, I try and like put some time into this. And it's got a lot of different parts that I tried to make, a lot of different ideas I tried to implement, but I really dig how it turned out. Obviously the whole thing, walls, floors, a lot of the uprights and stuff, structurally is all that foam, insulation foam, the 1-inch thick. You see a lot of diorama artists use it. You've got most of the corners and the walls are magnetized together, save for these pieces. These are not. These just I left freestanding just because honestly they stand up fine. And if I'm going to be doing some kind of photography or animation or anything like that, I like the option of being able to take that out and shoot from over here, for example. But yeah, the corners and everything are magnetized down. So these doors actually do open, but it's kind of a pain. And so I gotta come up with a better way to make this work. But again, just more options. And you'll see here, let me do this one because the lighting is a little better. You'll see here, I'm trying to get a decent shot. Hopefully you can see that. These are actually little, it's like that mesh for knitting that a lot of people use for like grids and stuff. You've seen me use it on different dioramas as well. But this is the same material, but it's like two sides of a basket, and then that part there is actually what you would fold around the round parts to make the basket. So I've never used these before. I saw Al Figures use something like this, and I was like, what is that grid you're using? It looks bigger than the usual stuff. And so he's like, I'm gonna send you one of these. It's like from Dollar General. So I've had it for a long while, and then I finally found a use for it. So big thanks to Al Figures, always a great channel to watch for diorama building. This thing here, let me pull this light back a little bit so it's not blinding. There we go. This thing here, got it at Walmart, $5. It's a little fountain, it's battery operated. It's got a switch somewhere, there we go. So, you know, water would spill out, there's that little light bulb in there. Kind of cool. I just thought it fit in really well right here with like kind of the motif of this whole thing. So you got these guys here. Now these are just like stone pillars I made of the foam. And these dragons are like from Michael's. I want to say it was like a little tube full of like 6 of these guys, and they were glow in the dark. So I had to put quite a few layers of paint on them and then hit them with some sealer to give them that gold like statue-like look. But I do like how they turned out. And I was considering like leaving them kind of more permanent on there. But I like having them freestanding because that means I can move them around if I want. And you got these ones up here that I think are really cool looking too. Especially that middle one. I wish kind of they all looked more like that. But I don't know, just something cool. So this diorama, if I had to guess, like this piece right here to the end is 24 inches and it's 24 inches back. And you can see here, this is 2 separate pieces. So this is another 12 inches and 24-inch back. So you're looking at 24 by 36 by about, I'm gonna say 11 inches tall here and probably closer to 12 on there. Or no, yeah, you're probably looking at 13 and 12 because this is actually on the ground and it's not behind it. Obviously a lot of carving on the ground, a lot of brickwork, a lot of woodwork. That's just a platform that I had sitting around. And again, that too, that's also, I'm gonna knock the dragon over probably. But that's also freestanding, so if you don't want that there, it doesn't have to be there. I dig it. I personally like how the red looks, so I'm going with it. You can see I was kind of going for like an ivy type look growing up over the sides. I'm sorry for some of these shadows. I really don't have much space to work with here with this. But yeah, I was going for like an ivy look. These were these fake plants that you can buy at Michael's. They're in with like all the floral stuff. I think they were like $3 a piece, so I just pulled some of them apart, put them in there. I like how it looks. I may go through and do some more. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure on that. The logo there is just something I traced on those really thin little pieces of foam, like the softer foam. Cut it out, painted it, slapped it on there. And those in the middle there, you'll see I traced like a small like Pokemon coin and just cut it to size. And then I went very carefully with an X-Acto knife, traced the logo, and then glued it to that that basket thing, that piece that I was just mentioning. You can see I actually kind of messed up the cut down there too, so don't tell anybody. Here it is with some figures. You can see that figures got plenty of space to move around and fight in there. So that's good. I wanted to have it open again for, like I say, for stop motion or photography or whatever I decide to use it for. What's cool about the openness is, you know, just lots of options, like I said. And what's actually really cool about that fountain back there is you can totally swap that out. And if you wanted to, you could just replace it with Shao Kahn. So he'd be back there just watching the fight as he appears in many video games, just kind of in the background, just watching. Ideally, it would be more appropriate, I think, for Shang Tsung to be back there, but we don't have a Shang Tsung figure yet, so Shao Kahn it is. But yeah, that's what I've been working on for a while. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave me some comments, leave me some questions, share this video if you think anybody would like it. And as always, my name is Captain McKay, and we will catch you in the next one. Later on.
That's crispy.